I think as a former defensive player, you can really see that that's really starting to click right now for this Spartan defense. And we're going to get a look at it right here on the opening kickoff. So it's a little pooch kick that is returned and run out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and that's where St. Vincent will start, and they'll be on offense first. St. Vincent comes into this game 1 win, 3 losses. They are 1-1 in conference play. Their only win this year for St. Vincent was against Teal, 24-16. That was the only victory this year for the Bearcats. As you can see, they're dressed in their, we'll call it road whites. Green and yellow are the school colors. At quarterback is Brady Walker, Division II transfer. He's a senior. Brady's thrown for over 629 yards, and they'll hand it off to begin the game, and it won't get much.
And DJ Gray getting the handoff there. He's going to be a tough tackle. 5'10", 205. You can look out there. He's really solidly built, and we've alluded to it throughout. St. Vincent, when you think of them as a team, as a locker room culture, athletes across the board. You'll see it at the wide receiver position in the backfield, and then conversely on the defensive side. So look for Case to really, as I said earlier, put a lid on it and try and limit the big plays.
Well, one of those wide receivers that you were talking about is Molayo Irfin. He wears number 4, and he is split out wide to the left in this offensive set. He's the receiver that Coach Debelak, he's in motion now, actually thinks is maybe the top receiver in the league this year. Handoff again on 2nd and long, and that Spartan defense holds. It's a gain of maybe 3, and running off the field right now for St. Vincent is their left guard, Nate Kloss. Kloss is hopping on his right leg, no pressure on his left leg, so they lose a guard right away. Kloss, a freshman out of Orrington, Maryland, 6'2", 280. 3rd down and 7. St. Vincent in their first offensive possession. It's Irfin in motion. 4 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Walker will throw it near his own sideline, goes up, catches, and it's a caught football. It's a great catch that time for St. Vincent, and going up and getting that football was Ryan Whitman.
Perfect coverage. Great defense. Sat into the lap, turned the head around, and guess what? At the end of the day, Whitman didn't care. Went up, made a great play, and St. Vincent's able to convert on 3rd and long there and get the chains moving. If you think about, all right, how does St. Vincent have success today? It's making plays like that, relying on their athleticism and getting out of the way and letting these guys run.
Not only getting up to catch it, Andrew, but keeping his feet in bounds with, like you said, perfect coverage by the Spartan cornerback. So St. Vincent inside the Case Western Reserve 50-yard line. They'll hand it off again. This time they try the left side, and DJ Gray picks up 2 yards.
Yeah, in Case so far, letting the linebackers run a little bit. I'd say this is probably a traditional Case Western defense. Not necessarily huge on the defensive front. A lot of good athletes. I would say very linebacker heavy on the defensive scheme. The 3-4 defense that Coach Miller's rolling out there lets these guys get off blocks and go ahead and make plays.
And all 4 of those linebackers are juniors. Those are players that we talked about missed their freshman season due to COVID. Last year was a first year, and there's trouble for Gray in the backfield. Caden Tong was in the backfield about as quick as Gray was when he got the handoff. And give Caden credit. He missed the opening tackle but kept going.
It's persistence. That's all defense is. It's effort. I don't really care what the scheme is. If you can go out and play aggressive and play with great effort like that, and it really warms my heart seeing a gang tackle like that early in the game. So Spartan's able to get him again. 3rd and long. Looks like 3rd and 12 here, and this is where the athletes come out. I would expect Irfin to probably be the primary read here, and they'll look to get the ball in his hands early.
That was actually Marco Toth. I had identified it as Tong. Toth, a linebacker, was the one that was persistent. So it's 3rd and 12 from the 49. Walker to throw. Near that Spartan sideline, it's positive yards, but out of bounds at the 41. They'll be short of a first down.
Yep, and we're in we'll call it the Goldilocks zone. Looks like the offense is going to stay out for St. Vincent, at least for the time being.
Caleb McElroy on that catch, the Goldilocks zone. Explain that one.
Right in the middle. You don't want to kick it. You don't want to punt it. First drive coming out looking to set the tone against a team that, Case Western coming in with a little better resume. St. Vincent looking to set the tone early.
Brady Walker On 4th and 5 from the 42. Try to hard count snap and get Case to jump. Spartan defensive front did not. So he's just going to stare over at his coach, Adam Smetanka, and they'll call a timeout. So the first timeout of the afternoon, just a couple of minutes into this homecoming game from DeSanto Field. We'll take one too. We'll be back.
Have you heard the news? The Intercontinental Cleveland has earned its 10th consecutive 4 Diamond Award from AAA in recognition of its high-quality accommodations and exceptional service standards. Planning an important event like a corporate meeting, annual conference, fundraising gala, holiday party, or highly personalized wedding? Choose excellence in the Intercontinental Cleveland. Our planning professionals will take time to consider every detail and lead you through an experience which is proudly world-class. Call us today at 216-707-4100 for more details or to request a tour of our spectacular accommodations.
St. Vincent deciding to punt it after talking it over, coming out of that timeout, and it's a great one. Kyle Murray with the punt. It is downed inside the Spartan 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 4, and that's where Drew Saxton will come out, the graduate student quarterback. Technically a senior, but with that COVID year, he gets an extra year. And he has really made hay in that extra year. Over 10,000 yards passing in his career. No one in the history of Case Western Reserve has ever done that. And that's Saxton at quarterback, wearing the long white sleeves today on a partially chilly northeastern Ohio day. Orsino, or Orsini, Antonio Orsini's in the backfield. He'll get the handoff. Straight up the middle with a hole. He grabbed onto his shirt tail that time and kept him from getting more yards. Antonio gets it up to the 10-yard line. Spartans working quickly. Orsini again. You know, Andrew, let's talk about that offensive front on 2nd and 4 as Orsini gets close to a first down. I think he has enough to get it. Josh Blamer at left tackle, 275 senior. Peter Kelly at left guard, 6'4", 285 junior. Jace Merritt at center, 5'10", 250 junior. Tony Thibner, the sophomore at right guard, 6'1", 260. And then Paul Bruno at right tackle, 6'1", 250. He's a senior. Those are some big fellas to run behind. It's a 1st and 10 for the Spartans. It's Saxton with his first quarterback throw. Down the field, wide open, it's Riley Nurick. Nurick breaks a tackle at the 42 and gets up near midfield. If he could have broken that second tackle, he is gone.
Yeah, it was a great play by Drew, and that's a good example of a quarterback looking to run, but not running for the first down. He's running to buy himself time, keeping the eyes downfield. Veteran quarterback play, and able to find the North Royalton native Nurick there for a long gain.
Saxton will keep the offense in rhythm. They will not huddle. 5 wide receivers set. It's an empty backfield. Spartans on the year love to throw the football. Nearly 300 yards a game. Saxton in trouble. Gonna pitch it deep. Try to get it to Noah Coyne that time. Ball falls out of bounds. Boy, Saxton with some athleticism back there.
You sound surprised.
I am a little.
No, he's good. He's not what I would call a traditional running quarterback.
Right.
We will see him take off, especially in the bootleg game. If there's 6 or 7 yards there, he'll definitely take it. But, I mean, that's really one of the skills that a veteran quarterback develops is having the pocket awareness, being able to dodge guys that are more or less coming from straight behind you and able to extend plays and give your receivers a chance like we saw there.
So as Drew looks over this St. Vincent defense, he looks at 2nd and 10, and he'll throw it deep down the field. Pass caught at the 30 by Dahlem. Ethan's going to run it in, maybe. Has a tackle to break, can't get it. Gets pushed out of bounds inside the 10, but that's a big-time gain.
Well, I'm surprised it took us that long to say Mr. Dahlem's name there. So looks like, if I'm checking my notes correctly, he's caught at least 3 passes in each of the first 5 games this season. And last Saturday, he went 6 catches, 69 yards, and a touchdown. So I would say he's definitely been a bright spot on this offense. And, again, Saxon able to avoid a slight pass rush there and really a good play call there from Coach Debs in the offense.
Dahlem, the sophomore from Upper St. Clair. Orsini, the lone back in the backfield. Antonio Orsini's got 3 touchdowns already on the season. See if he gets one here. He'll get the handoff. Straight up the middle and right into the teeth of that St. Vincent defense. Thomas Hedgepeth, the second. is a defensive end. Dwight Collins, DeSanyo Powell, and Ryan Brown, the 4 down linemen for this St. Vincent defense.
Yeah, I'm looking at this defense. Up front, I'd say upperclassmen heavy. Good amount of seniors and juniors there. And then on the back end, linebackers and DBs, almost entirely sophomores. Very young, very inexperienced on the back end. And if you're Coach Debs and Drew Saxton, you got to be licking your chops looking at these guys out there.
Gage Dusler, now in the football game for the Spartans. He's behind Saxton in the shotgun. Dusler will get the handoff. Left side, inside the 5 to the 2. Touchdown, Gage Dusler. He has been Mr. Touchdown. Doesn't get a lot of carries, but when he does, they are money.
I love that run from Dusler. Nice little jump cut, keeping the feet moving, forward momentum. And, hey, if you're thinking of what does an opening drive for the Spartans offense look like, what's it supposed to look like, it's that right there. Big plays in the passing game, and, oh, yeah, you got a pretty hot running attack coming downhill at you as well.
Gage Dusler, the sophomore from Avon Lake High School. Ben Barney will come in to kick the point after touchdown. For Dusler, that's his 4th touchdown on the season. He's carried the football 26 times, and he's scored 4 touchdowns. Barney's kick is up and good, and with 7 minutes and 43 seconds left to play in this opening quarter, Spartans on the board first. They lead 7-0. Andrew and I will be back after this short break.
Have you heard the news? That Intercontinental Cleveland has earned its 10th consecutive 4 Diamond Award from AAA in recognition of its high-quality accommodations and exceptional service standards. Planning an important event like a corporate meeting, annual conference, fundraising gala, holiday party, or highly personalized wedding? Choose excellence in the Intercontinental Cleveland. Our planning professionals will take time to consider every detail and lead you through an experience which is proudly world-class. Call us today at 216-707-4100 for more details or to request a tour of our spectacular accommodations.
Barney's kickoff, again, little floater near that St. Vincent sideline. They definitely do not want to kick it to Molayo Irfin.
Is that obvious? Look at
yes.
that. Two in a row.
Even I can figure that one out.
Yeah, I mean, they know where the playmakers are, and they're making it real easy on the special teams. They're just not going to give Irfin the ball.
So obviously, Andrew, I think this is a mark that you really trust your defense. You're giving good field position on each kickoff. This is the second time that St. Vincent has started across the 30-yard line. Brady Walker at quarterback. He'll have 3 wide receivers in his right-hand hip pocket, but he'll go to the left on a screen. Positive yards up to the 40. That's DJ Gray out of the backfield.
Yep, nice little swing screen. See Tim Pollock, right tackle, getting out there and picking the knees up and moving downfield pretty quickly. So look for St. Vincent to, they're really going to stretch the defense. And when I say stretch it, that's going to be left to right, horizontally across the field. And what I can tell you from personal experience is they're going to go deep, too. They're going to bomb it out there. They're going to let guys like Irfin and Gray really get vertical and test these DBs on the back end.
Ryan Whitman, one of those wide receivers now in the game for St. Vincent. Handoff goes to Gray, coming up and playing defense for the Spartans. And Gray got by Nate Sacalo. Sacalo had him at the 35 and missed the tackle, and it's unusual because Nate's a big-time hitter for this defense.
Yeah, we've seen, going through a transition from linebacker to safety this year, I'm still personally not used to it. It looks a little strange having him coming flying downhill like that, but you see here on the replay, so much of the run game is being able to make that first guy miss. Defense is usually going to scheme it up and have one guy in the hole that you need to make a play on, and credit to Gray getting through the first defender and moving the chains.
1st and 10, balls at the 44. Spartans up 7-0 on a Gage Dusler touchdown. Walker to throw, going to throw it deep. Tried to get it to Irfin, and it's just outside his reach at the 20-yard line.
Good coverage, and there it is. They're going to start stretching it. They're going to run, and then look for Irfin to get out there and extend his legs. And, you hear Coach Deblak talk about Irfin and how talented he is. Kid's only a sophomore. We got 2 more years of watching him grow and develop. So playmaker now and scared to think about what he's going to do over the next 2 years as well.
25 catches on the season in 4 games for Irfin. 182 yards and a constant threat. DJ Gray, the lone back in the backfield. Gray will get the handoff, eludes a tackle, trying to get outside. He will, and he gets over to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, he does not look like a fun guy to tackle. He's a little bigger, a little stockier, like I said, 5'10", 205, and oh yeah, he's got a little shimmy that he can make you look bad in the backfield, as Mr. Cabrera found out right there. So this is, I would say, again, a classic St. Vincent offense. They have these playmakers on the outside. The thing that they struggle with is getting into positive territory, keeping it third and short, second and short, and when they get behind, from a down marker perspective, this is when the swarming case defense can really pin their ears back and get after it.
3rd and 7. Bearcats need to get to the 46 of the Spartans, and that defensive pressure from that front four was intense. Also coming in, the linebacker, Marco Toth. I like to talk about those linebackers a lot. Toth, Torres, Trock, and Cabrera, all juniors. And if you look at team leaders in tackles for loss and sacks, and even tackles, Trock leads the team in 37 tackles in the game so far. It's all from that linebacker core.
Yeah, it's a linebacker-driven defense. Again, it's a 3-4 scheme from Coach Miller. They've played it for 10, 15 years at this point, so they know it. And it really lets the linebackers get out there, get off blocks, and make those tackles.
And that's not a good punt. Spartan's going to get it at the 30. First time they had their first possession, they were at the 5. So this is much nicer on the eyes. But they took it 95 yards and scored a touchdown. Talking to Coach Debs this week, Andrew, he said the offense has lost a little confidence. That's exactly what he said. And I said, how do you get that back? And he said, I think we need to make big plays. I think we have to hit some big plays. And they had a couple of those. One was to Dahlem in that opening drive. This is Saxton to throw. He's in trouble, and he's going to go down inside his own 25-yard line.
So what they did there, they had Orsini going on a wheel route at the bottom. And what we've seen so far with those big chunk plays that you alluded to, the seams are open right now. So what St. Vincent's been playing on defense so far is a press man, a cover one look. So the corners are going to be in the face of the receivers. They get a Roman free safety over the top, and that's really what you can do is you can put that free safety in a bind. He's got to pick option A, option B, and then it's real easy for Saxton to just kind of sit back there and adjust based on him.
He's done that, too, with patience in that first offensive series. He'll have 5 wide receivers to look at in this set, 2nd and 15 from the 25. Saxton, he'll settle underneath, and settling for a first down and big yardage that time. The nice pass to Michael Wykowski. Boy, Wykowski was wide open.
Wide open. I don't love the defensive call, and it's easy for me to say up here from the booth, but they were bailing like it was an end of a half scenario, and, hey, it was 2nd and 15 or whatever the distance was, but that doesn't mean you just give up a 12-yard uncontested catch with a 7-yard run after. So interesting, but credit to the offense for taking what they're given.
Blocking back, Sean Michael James. Now in the game, just in front of Orsini. Antonio will follow Michael James into the line, and that defense for St. Vincent was ready for it.
Yeah, they look good. They look good against the run, and, the unfortunate thing is they haven't looked that good against the pass, but got to be a balanced offense, got to be a balanced attack, and look for Orsini to start peeling off some chunk plays here in the 3rd and 4th quarter. It'll come. You just got to stay patient with it.
Peyton Rochak, number 90 for the Bearcats on that tackle. Sophomore from Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Saxton and the Spartans, 2nd and 10. They're at their own 45, up 7-0 early in this football game. Drew over the middle, in and out of the hands of Wykowski.
Yep. It's tough. It's tough when you're sliding down like that, but got to do what you got to do to catch it with your hands. The body catches are tough, and you can almost hear it up here from the booth, hitting them in the chest. So Spartans 3rd and 10 now. They're going to go empty again, and empty against this offense is really, really a pain in the rear end because Saxton's able to really sit back, find the matchup that he wants, and really be able to pick a defense apart.
Saxton will look for time with Blamer, Kelly, Merritt, Thivner, and Bruno blocking for him. Steps up in the pocket. Pass inside the 45-yard line of St. Vincent. It's complete to Wykowski, and he gets the first down.
See, it's that simple. 2 hands, there you go. Love the confidence of Drew Saxon going back to his veteran receiver, Wykowski there. Hey, you drop on the play before, guess what? Get your head on a swivel, I'm coming right back to you and leaning on you as a veteran leader of this team.
Ian Kipp will now enter the game, and Alex Fromberg. Both are quarterbacks. Kipp will come in, play quarterback. Fromberg, it looks like, well, I'm not sure who's going to get the snap. Kipp's in the front. I think Kipp's going to get the snap, and Fromberg's now in a tailback spot. He'll go to the right hip of Kipp. Kipp will pitch it to Fromberg. Fromberg with all sorts of trouble on that right side. St. Vincent was not fooled by a couple of quarterbacks coming in to sub Drew Saxton.
Yeah, and I think that's I'd almost call it their R&D project throughout the year. They know
that's a good way of putting it.
They got some big games coming later in the season, so when you go with those multiple QB looks, you're putting it on tape. You're being annoying to your future opponents. You guys got to scheme it. You got to study it and waste time in your prep looking at it. And, they're just testing. They're poking and prodding and see what can potentially work. And you think of Week 11 against Carnegie Mellon coming in here, I would imagine that they'll get it ironed out before then.
I know Kipp is set to play a lot today. Play more, I should say. Saxton back in the game. He's going to throw it. Open at the 25-yard line and moving the chains. That's Riley Nurick.
Man, you start looking at all these records that Saxon's, achieving throughout his career. 10,000 yards. That's almost hard to fathom that. It's because of throws like this. Set your feet, drive the ball, comeback route. Beautiful. He's been doing it for what seems like a decade at this point, but I mean, it's a testament to the hard work that he's put in, and it doesn't get old sitting here watching him make throws like that.
That first down marker's now at the 25. We're approaching inside 2 minutes left in this opening quarter. Saxton's 10,055 career passing yards are the most among active NCAA Division III quarterbacks. And it ranks 8th among NCAA quarterbacks in all 3 divisions. And that's a touchdown! No, incomplete.
Great play.
Nurick laid it out. I think he had it for a moment.
Yeah, he got a little help. Got a little help from the ground. Great throw from Saxton. Great adjustment. People don't understand how tough it is to go over the shoulder like that. You're going to see 2 hands on it, getting a little bounce off the turf. Right there.
Just a little help.
Great play, though.
Wow. Riley Nurick has become a favorite of Drew Saxton.
Yeah, they got a good connection. He's shown the ability to run most of the route tree and making plays like that, even though it's incomplete, again, showing the ability to adjust midair like that, that was as good as an incompletion can look.
Isaiah Arrington, now in the football game for Case Western Reserve. He's split out wide to the left. 2nd and 10 from the 25. It's Orsini in the backfield with his quarterback. Saxton going to throw, looking to throw. He's in trouble, steps up, and he'll throw this one out of bounds. And there's a penalty flag on that sideline, and it's a hold on St. Vincent. No, they're going to say, oh, okay. He pointed Spartan way. He tricked me, but then he corrected himself. So it's a hold on the cornerback on that far sideline, and I think it's against Marvell Cromartie.
Yeah, when you get into the scramble drill, it's a nightmare.
Holding, number 8, defense. It's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's Cromartie, the sophomore out of McKeesport, Pennsylvania.
And that's the value of having a quarterback that can keep plays alive. It puts a lot of stress on the defensive backs to have to cover for 5, 6, 7 seconds like that. Eventually, you don't really know where anything's going, and you end up committing a penalty like that. So credit to Saxon for keeping it alive. A lot of credit to Coyne for moving and forcing the penalty there as well.
Dahlem and Arrington split out wide to the left. Spartans now at the 15 of the Bearcats. Orsini will get it straight up the middle. Works out to the left and gets down to the 10-yard line.
And if I'm looking, original line of scrimmage on that play, there wasn't one lineman that ended the play within 3 yards of that original line of scrimmage. They're moving people, double teams climbing up to the linebackers, and that's a great sign for this offense going forward.
Dominic Wade has now entered the football game for the Spartans. He'll be a blocking back. 2nd and 5 from the 10. Spartans trying to get their second touchdown of this opening quarter. Orsini over the middle and down inside the 5.
They're moving.
Boy,
balanced offense. Yeah, he's good. I haven't said it yet, but It usually takes more than one guy to get Mr. Orsini on the ground. And, the offense moving through the field, it's going to be pass attack heavy. And then I would say traditional Coach Deb's approach is once you get inside the 10, it's pound the rock time. It's lean on the big guys up front. They're bringing in H-backs, bringing in fullbacks, and letting Orsini go to work.
Jake Grons now in the game, lining up at tight end on the left side in this offensive set. Orsini's going to run it, and Orsini's in for a touchdown. Spartans have scored again.
And there you go. 2 drives, 2 scores. That's exactly what this offense needed. We talk about how do they get back on track? How do they start building this confidence? I'd say it's more or less a perfect opponent for them, and at the end of the day, you need to go out and execute. We saw them put up 40 points against this team last year, and they're well on their way again this year with that balanced attack. See the replay here. Just stick it in his belly. Let him go to work. 1, 2, say 3 guys took to get him down. He's able to find his way into the end zone.
And credit guys like Jake Grons, who came in as a wide receiver and lined up at tight end, blocking for that touchdown. Ben Barney's point after touchdown is good, and it's 14-0. Spartans over the Bearcats. We're about ready to wrap up this first quarter. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the second quarter from a sun-splashed DeSanto Field after this.
Have you heard the news? The Intercontinental Cleveland has earned its 10th consecutive 4-Diamond Award from AAA in recognition of its high-quality accommodations and exceptional service standards. Planning an important event like a corporate meeting, annual conference, fundraising gala, holiday party, or highly personalized wedding? Choose excellence in the Intercontinental Cleveland. Our planning professionals will take time to consider every detail and lead you through an experience which is proudly world-class. Call us today at 216-707-4100 for more details or to request a tour of our spectacular accommodations.
Go ahead, guys. We're back.
So in a game a year ago that saw 82 points scored and nearly 900 yards in total offense between these two teams, in the first 12 minutes of this football game, the 2022 version, it has been completely one-sided in favor of the Spartans. Another pop-up kick, fielded by a tight end inside the 30 and brought down right away.
I love it. It's execution. Pop it up. Irfan is not going to get a chance to return that football. He's going to have to do it on offense, and it's time for the Spartan defense to go back out and keep doing what they're doing. I think the key so far has been 3rd and long. It's really hard to get into different levels of your playbook when you know you need 8-9 yards on 3rd down like that.
Looking as we head to the second 15 minutes, the end of the first quarter with the Spartans up 14-0, you mentioned the defense, and you look back to a year ago, and you know what I mean, things stay in people's minds, especially when you're a competitor, you're an athlete, and if you got punched in the face, you don't want to get punched in the face again. And this Spartan defense, Andrew, really felt like they got smoked last year, that they just got punched in the face. And Coach Depp said that they are very much looking forward to playing the team, and I quote him here, says, that kicked our butts. He said it was tough to take. So defensively, you're seeing that today with a little bit of an edge, a little bit of an attitude as we're heading into the second quarter here. And the first quarter stats on cue have been given to us. And Andrew, why don't you take a look at that defense and tell me what they've done?
Yeah, so looking at St. Vincent, I mean, they have, look at the yardage. 36 yards passing. Total offense, they're only at 45 yards, on pace for keeping them under 200 yards total for the game. So defense is doing what they want to do and what they know they can do this season.
Spartans setting up, and the pass is complete, but immediately to the ground for St. Vincent, and picking up maybe a yard that time.
Yeah, looking at this offense, similar to the St. Vincent defense, I said they got a lot of sophomores out there. I'd love to know what happened, or if they feel great about this recruiting class for some reason, one reason or another. But same thing with the skill positions on offense, almost all sophomores. So this group's going to be together the rest of this season. Then, in theory, you have 2 more to continue to grow. So I don't know. If you're looking to invest, maybe 2 years down the road, St. Vincent might look like a totally different football team.
Yeah, the only senior is the quarterback, as Walker hands it off to DJ Gray. And DJ Gray gets stuffed behind the line of scrimmage.
Yep. If you're looking to move the ball in the Spartan defense, blocking Mr. Tong, number 10, that's probably going to be your best bet. When he goes unblocked or he's able to get through the first one-on-one matchup there, he's going to wreak havoc in that backfield. So big play by him, big TFL, and again, we're stuck in 3rd and 11 here, and there's just not a lot of plays you can call against this defense that's going to get that done.
He's got 8.5 tackles for a loss, Tong does, and that leads this football team. It's 3rd down and 11 from the 29. Marco Toth from his linebacker spot lining up at right defensive end. He's coming on a blitz. And there's trouble in the backfield.
Great play. Great play.
Dudowski.
Well, the reason I'm laughing is that the D lineman there fell down. Not sure if he was blocked or just tripped, and he stood up and the quarterback was standing right in his face.
R.J. Ayers.
R.J. Ayers, that might be the easiest sack he gets, and you know what? It still goes in the book as a sack. Nobody needs to know how hard or easy. And looking on the replay here, Ayers is going to get cut blocked there. He's going to stand up, and there's a Christmas present standing right in front of him.
Spartan's going to get it back. They're going to get it in great field position.
Go get it. Go block it.
Send them all. It was almost blocked. Boy, getting in there that time and almost really blocking it was the cornerback, Colin Schuster. Punts in favor of St. Vincent with the roll, and Case Western will start out at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, and this is where, for better or worse, Coach Debs really likes to put his foot on the pedal in these situations, and so they're up 14-0 now. We've talked about the loss last year plenty at this point. I would love to see the stats on how many teams have beaten Coach Debelak 2 years in a row. Outside of Carnegie Mellon, I can't imagine that it's many teams at all. He is highly motivated for this game. He may not say it. I'll say it for him. That was a very disappointing, embarrassing loss last year. They feel totally different this year. They're coming in. They're looking to not only get a win, but do it in impressive fashion, and they're well on their way.
This is Kip, the sophomore from Mentor, now at quarterback, heading off to the senior Orsini. Ian Kipp, 6'2", 210, sophomore, can run it and he can pass it. 150 yards running this year, or passing this year, 129 yards rushing the football. He's got 3 touchdowns, 2 passing, 1 on the ground. I know the Spartan offensive coaching staff really excited about this young man. Little screen set up nicely.
Oh, just your traditional play where you have your second-string quarterback throwing to your third-string quarterback out on the perimeter. So, again, they're poking and prodding. They're seeing what they can do, what works. You got 3 quarterbacks, a sophomore, junior, and a senior, and I'd venture to say any 3 of these guys could play on any of the teams in the PAC. I think they would start on any of these teams. I think everyone would have confidence in them playing, and Coach Debs knows they're all playmakers and does what he does to get them the ball.
I asked him at the beginning of this year when we were talking about his approach to this season. He said, Ron, I'm going to play 3 quarterbacks. And I said, is that typical? As Orsini's up for positive yards, he needed 2, he got 6, and that'll be a first down. I said, is that something that you've done in the past? And knowing the answer, that he hadn't, but I asked it anyways, and he goes, no. And I said, well, why are you doing it now? And he goes, he paused for a second, and then he goes, because those 3 guys deserve to be on the field. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, sometimes it's that simple. Sometimes you just look at who are your best players, put them out there, and let them go. And we got this offset pistol look again where you got one quarterback taking the snap and the other quarterback behind him. At some point, a double pass is coming. It might not be this week, but at some point this season, they'll bring that out.
This is Kip, and he'll keep it himself. And Kip across the 50, and he's going to pick up 8 yards all the way down to the 45.
I can't imagine there's many programs that have a 10,000-yard passer that are going to put him on ice here for what looks like an entire drive and go with the second and third string. So
good point.
It's a great quarterback room. It's a testament to Coach Debelak and Coach Slesh being able to keep these guys all in check, know that it's a team game, a team purpose, and they're able to go out there with the sole goal of moving the football and putting the ball in the end zone.
Orsini back in at tailback for Case Western Reserve. Kip will throw it to Fromberg. Fromberg makes a defender miss, and he'll pick up another first down. Alex Fromberg, the junior out of Bridgewater, New Jersey. He can throw it, and he can run it.
He can play. So, Kip is new to the program this year, transferred in from Kent State, local kid out of Mentor. I remember talking to coaches last year saying, hey, if Drew ever goes down, Fromberg is more than capable. both with his legs and also through the air. So then they add in Kip this year. They go from 2 great quarterbacks to 3, and it results in the offense that we're seeing right now.
Spartans with the ball inside the 40. Kip looking over the middle, still looking over the middle, and it's caught. And it's a beautiful pass all the way down to the 10-yard line. That's Michael Wykowski. Boy, that's a nice little line on a pass there.
Nice throw. Went sidearm, able to fit it into a tight window. Credit to the offensive line, giving him time to work through the progressions as well.
Kip's going to keep it at the 5. Tried to hurdle the defender. He tried to get up and over Ethan Facey that time and almost did it.
Great play. I hate seeing your quarterback hurdle. You can hear everyone gasp in the crowd. They're too valuable. Put your head down, get the 2 yards, but hey, he's an athlete. Look at that. You got the ankle biters coming in, trying to chop him down, and Kip's showing us back-to-back plays there. He can run it, he can throw it. He's an athlete, he's a playmaker for him.
Well, back in is that blocking wide receiver, Grons, lined up left side. Let's see if Orsini takes it that way. Antonio Orsini's in for his second touchdown of the day. Well, that one was
Easy. The confidence is growing. This is the visual representation of momentum and confidence. Spartans coming out, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and they're excited. It's fun to look down, knowing how many people are here homecoming weekend, see the energy coming off the sideline, and they're full steam ahead. They're not going to stop anytime soon.
Joseph Rhodes in to kick the point after touchdown, and it is up and it is good. And with 9 minutes and 3 seconds left to play in the opening half, on homecoming weekend at Case Western Reserve, it is all Spartans. 21-0. We'll be back.
Have you heard the news? The Intercontinental Cleveland has earned its 10th consecutive 4 Diamond Award from AAA in recognition of its high-quality accommodations and exceptional service standards. Planning an important event like a corporate meeting, annual conference, fundraising gala, holiday party, or highly personalized wedding? Choose excellence in the Intercontinental Cleveland. Our planning professionals will take time to consider every detail and lead you through an experience which is proudly world-class. Call us today at 216-707-4100 for more details or to request a tour of our spectacular accommodations.
Rhodes ready to kick it off here at DeSanto Field. 9 minutes left to play in this opening half. That's the first legit kickoff of the afternoon for the Spartans. And that's returned by Wayne Corbin of St. Vincent up to the 24-yard line.
They look good. This is what you call 3-phase football. Offense, defense, special teams. 21-0. Spartans are going to get the ball to start the second half, so they have that on their side, but there's still 9 minutes left here in the first half. This defense is going to clamp it down. You can see the confidence not only from the offense, but also Coach Miller in this defense. Now 3 straight drives. They've really, really shut down the St. Vincent offense. Opening drive was probably their best. It still ended up with a punt. This is the point in the game where you can really knock down the confidence of your opposition and look for those linebackers to continue to swarm and do exactly that.
And on that opening drive, they faced St. Vincent, a 3rd and long, and Ryan Whitman made a huge catch. Trouble with the snap, and it almost turned into a positive play. Boy, credit to Brady Walker for sticking with that. Didn't panic, just picked the ball up, still looked for his open receiver.
Yep, live to fight another day. But yeah, you could see it. This defense is, we'll say, playing downhill now. They are absolutely in attack mode. They are the aggressor between the 2 teams right now, and I'm a little surprised that Irfan hasn't motioned into the backfield, done a jet sweep, quick screen, something. You got a playmaker like that, you got to find a way to get the ball in his hands. Doesn't really matter how you do it.
Well, the only back in the backfield right now is DJ Gray. Gray's going to block. They'll set up a screen for Gray. Gray catches it at the 20, and he's up to the 30-yard line. He needed 10. He's going to pick up 7. He'll set up 3rd and 3.
Good tackle there by Gabe Trock, able to make a solid open field tackle on Gray, who's shown some elusiveness. But that's what it's going to take from St. Vincent. It's going to take misdirection. It's going to take screen game, quick game like that, because this D-line is starting to win the one-on-one battles, and they're getting that confidence that we were talking about.
Spartans coming up defensively like they were set to blitz. It was Ryan Cabrera from his outside linebacker spot.
And Coach Miller was a little upset. They showed it too early. They blew it, but they're still going to bring the heat.
Quick out, pass complete, ball at the 40, and St. Vincent has a first down.
Yeah, it's a good play.
Dell.
And they needed that. They were starving for a first down there. So Coach Miller dials it up, sends a blitz. Quarterback's able to stick in there. Good throw by Walker and stay calm under pressure and find a way to get the first down. I mean, if they don't get that first down, then it's really looking dire for the Bearcats today. So move the chains. They got to string them together. You're down 3 scores. Can't get them all back at once. It's going to take one at a time.
Not many first downs on the afternoon for St. Vincent. Walker's going to carry it. Left side, DJ Walker. The sophomore from Beechwood High School. Former Bison.
Local guy. Look at that. And there's another first down. So total in the first quarter, St. Vincent had 2 first downs. Now in 2 plays, they got 2 first downs. And like I keep saying, you got to string it together. You got to stay calm and realize, hey, we can't do anything unless we get points on this drive, and continue to go to Gray and see if you can start moving some people.
They're playing with tempo right now, going with that no huddle. Walker with the fake over the middle, wide open, cutting across the field is Irfin. And Irfin, 3 plays, 3 first downs.
And there he is.
Chains again.
There he is. There's a little underneath route and let him run. You can see the explosiveness. He does not look fun to tackle in space. Quick little play action. Nice read. Offensive line's able to hold up on that one, and Walker's finally able to find his guy Irfin open in space like that.
So, Andrew, is the tempo being used here to not allow substitutions for Case Western, or what's the secret to this current drive?
Well, what they've figured out so far is that if they just line up and try and bully Case Western, it's not going to work. They need to use tempo to their advantage. Able to tackle him inbounds there, but it's just another way to keep the defense uncomfortable. Again, it looks so far that if they try and play the Spartans straight up, it's just not going to go their way. So got to go tempo, misdirection, anything that you can do to keep the defense on their heels.
Whitman's catch will garner only 2 yards. It's 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and that was a good play by Walker there. So when you have a guy running free at the quarterback, typically what the coaches will coach is don't jump. Run at him with your arms up, because as soon as you jump, you're in the air. You can't change direction. The quarterback's able to pump fake and make a good play like Walker did there.
DJ Gray on the left hip of Walker. 2nd and 8 from the 27. Gray's going to run it. And he's going to get hit hard at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you from the Spartans defense. No idea who the leading tackler is today. It's been a total team effort. There you see DJ Wolf coming up from the secondary position. I think each of the linebackers has got to have 2 tackles each.
Pick a linebacker,
yeah,
I would say.
Pick a linebacker. You get the safeties coming downhill, and that's a credit to the corners being able to hold up. The safeties have the confidence. Hey, I can start sniffing around in the run game and helping out on that front.
You got to believe this is 2-down territory for St. Vincent. It's a 3rd and 6, but I would be stunned if they don't get the first down, that they don't go for it at 4th, down 21-0.
And they'll take a timeout to think about it. One thing I've seen today for a couple plays, they've gone quads. They've gone 4 wide receivers to one side, and Coach Miller's responded by basically bringing the house and putting the pressure on there. So came out an empty, a 3-by-2 look. We'll see if they come out of the timeout with the same approach.
It's homecoming weekend here at DeSanto Field. I was pleased to be over at Mather Field this morning. Mather Park, the home of the softball team, is the women were honored today. It was their annual fall alumni game, but before the game, we got a chance to honor the women over at Mather Field from their University Athletic Association championship season last spring when they went 30-12 overall. They were 16-3 in the UAA. And it was their first outright title in softball since 1999. Josie Henry's doing a great job with that softball program. And I got to tell you, Andrew, it was real neat being over there at 10 o'clock this morning. They had all the alum in. They had the current players in. They had that President Kaler was there, his wife. They were presented with their championship rings. really building something there in that softball program.
Yep, we love it. We want to keep hanging banners, putting years on the walls, and anytime you win a conference title, it's good for the whole university to see.
They won the Cleveland Regional, too. The NCAA Cleveland Regional, they got to host it. They won it. Little screen over the middle. It was a pass just a little bit too long. It was set up for a touchdown.
We're going to have illegal man downfield.
Yeah, that line was way down the field.
So with the screen pass, you can go downfield. The running back has to catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage, though. So that's a play you definitely have to practice. Everyone needs to know their responsibilities. Running back was not in the backfield, and that should hopefully result in
the line was in front. The line was 8 yards down the field. That's why I said it was set up for a touchdown, because they had 4 offensive linemen down the field.
Yep.
There's no flag for ineligibles downfield. The ball was released before they reached out that far.
Well,
I appreciate Tony's optimism on that call, but looks like 4th down, as you said earlier, 2-down territory here. Looking at warm-ups, didn't necessarily look like they had a great place-kicking operation. So down 21-0, got to go for it, got to find a way to get this first down.
Tony Lascola, the referee, Andrew was referring to. You called him by his first name like he was a buddy. When you were a defensive back here, did you get to know Tony?
I met him in pregame. Had a great 10-minute conversation.
4th down. St. Vincent to the end zone to a wide-open Efren, and that's a touchdown.
There it is.
No one was around Efren.
No. Unsure. We'll have to, if we get a replay. I don't know if it was a coverage bust or if he just was able to run away from the defense. Looked like he was just able to run away. I mean, that's exactly what you need if you're St. Vincent. 4th and medium there, down 3 scores, and there's that deep vertical passing game. I'm telling you, every single year they have a wide receiver like Yerfin, who is just a nightmare to cover. He's a coverage buster. You can't leave him one-on-one or stuff like that happens.
Point after touchdown's good. And with 4:41 left to play in the half, St. Vincent's on the board for the first time. It's 21-7, Case Western Reserve. We'll be back after this timeout.
Have you heard the news? The Intercontinental Cleveland has earned its 10th consecutive 4 Diamond Award from AAA in recognition of its high-quality accommodations and exceptional service standards. Planning an important event like a corporate meeting, annual conference, fundraising gala, holiday party, or highly personalized wedding? Choose excellence in the Intercontinental Cleveland. Our planning professionals will take time to consider every detail and lead you through an experience which is proudly world-class. Call us today at 216-707-4100 for more details or to request a tour of our spectacular accommodations.
Ron Jans, Andrew Rossman with you this afternoon from DeSanto Field as the Spartans take on the Bearcats on homecoming weekend here at Case Western Reserve University. Andrew, that offensive series for St. Vincent was completely different than their first 3.
Yeah, so that's a huge confidence builder. Now they have it on paper. They have a good data point. Hey, we can move the ball against this defense. And it's a cat and mouse game because Coach Miller will go back and he'll be able to see, all right, where do we screw up on that drive? What do we need to adjust? And he's very good at in-game adjustments. Point being, St. Vincent showed they could score. They could score rather quickly, and Case Western's going to have to come out and move the ball on them again.
This is Dusler. Caught it at the 15. He's already up to the 35, and he's upended there. Nice return for that Spartan sophomore.
And back to work. It's been easy breezy sailing today so far for the Spartans offense. We've seen 3 quarterbacks. We've seen I don't even know how many wide receivers. Strong rushing attack. Also doing it through the air like we know they're going to do. So it seems like each drive they've almost picked a receiver. We had the Wykowski drive, the Nurek drive, the 2 quarterback drive. We'll see who they come out with for this approach. And again, Spartans get the ball to start the second half. Looking to wind the clock, get into the end zone, get into halftime with a 3-score lead.
Dusler now the back in the backfield. Throw a little pass out to him with blockers in front. Gage over the 40 to the 50. Stiff arm at the 40, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 39. That's a real nice play.
Great play. Great play. Into the boundary, breaking a tendency there. Just a little flare screen to the running back, Dusler, who's already got a score on the ground today, and able to slip through. He did have a D lineman or a linebacker come in, almost able to grab the heels, and he's able to shimmy his way through there and turns it into a big chunk play. like a double face mask there. Both could have gotten, but we'll let the boys play. Spartan's already in positive territory.
A flag before the snap. It's a motion penalty on Case Western Reserve, so they'll back the Spartans up 5. Penalties was another topic of conversation for Coach Debelak and I this week. He's still confused as to why his team has so many penalties, because they work so hard at being efficient, but he said, we're just not doing a good job, Ron, of doing that. He says, penalty yards-wise, we're not that bad, but number of penalties, we really have put ourselves in some holes.
Yeah, it's uncharacteristic. Typically, we get our fact sheet before the game. It shows the conference and NCAA ranks for a number of different categories, and it seems like every year for the past decade, the Spartans have been top 10 in the nation in penalties per game. So not able to pin down, why that may be happening. It's a ton of factors. It's effort, it's talent, it's coaching. That's really what drives penalties, and just hasn't been the cleanest year so far for them, but they'll get it going the right direction.
This is Wykowski with the pass. He's going to pick up the first down, and Noah Coyne actually caught that pass, not Wykowski.
Yeah, Wykowski and Coyne look very similar.
Body type. I didn't even look at the number. I just looked at body type.
It's the same. They both got black cleats. They're both 6'2" or up, long striders, and they do look shockingly similar out there.
Noah Coyne, the sophomore out of Notre Dame Cathedral Latin. Grew up in Painesville. Five seconds on the play clock for Saxton. We'll hand it off to Dusler, and Gage gets inside the 25-yard line.
Had it.
And fell at the 25.
Had a big hole there. Credit to the D lineman, able to nip his ankle and get him down. So the start of the drive, I mentioned, it was about 4.5 minutes. Offenses will typically have, when you think end of period offensive approach, you'll have a 2-minute drive. We all know that. Typically when you're down, 2-minute drive, got to go with tempo. Also have a 4-minute drive. That's typically when you're trying to run the clock out, basically score with 0 seconds left as the goal, and they're doing a great job of that. Now they have to get the ultimate payoff and find the end zone, but executed perfectly so far.
Saxton with 4 receivers in this set, looking over the middle. Good defense. Drew's just going to throw it out of bounds.
It's good. Veteran play. Third and medium. This will probably be 2-down territory for the Spartans, knowing that they're going to get the ball to start the second half. Throw it away, live to see another day. I'm actually surprised. It was pretty good coverage by St. Vincent on the back end. They did bring a blitz there, able to move the platform for Saxton, and good combo of blitz plus good coverage on the back end.
So they'll look at it again from the 25. It's 3rd and 5. Dusler now at the left hip of his quarterback. Saxton over the middle. Pass caught, and it's a first down. That's Riley Nurick.
And that was a pre-snap read. So they had trips to the left. There was nobody over Nurick. They had one guy that was going to try and 2 guys in the slot, and Saxton was able to look over there and say, thank you very much, I'll take that. Move the chains.
Dahlem and Nurick along the right side with Coyne. Dusler will get the handoff, and Gage is up to the 10-yard line.
I like his running style. There's jump cuts, it's shifty, he's always moving forward. You see some guys that'll move laterally while they're trying to read. He reads while he's gaining yards, and it results in 1st and 5 rushes like that, and able to set the Spartans offense up in easy 2nd and medium.
It's his drive. Orsini has not seen the field in this drive, just like last drive was Kip's drive, as Saxton stayed on the bench. And as you mentioned, it's kind of neat to have a 10,000-yard passer on the bench during a drive, or unique, specialty of the offensive skill set. And I'd say the same about Dusler and Orsini.
Yeah, Antonio's been great coming in, transferred in last year, and was really one of the stars of the offense last year. It's continued this year. It makes Coach Deb and Coach Flesh's jobs really easy when you got weapons not only in the backfield, on the outside, and you got Mr. Veteran under center for the team as well.
So there's a timeout on the field. We're inside a minute. We'll keep it right here at DeSanto Field as both teams huddle up. So look into that Spartan huddle. If the Spartans can put 7 on the board here at the end of this half, Andrew, you mentioned it, they'll get the ball to start the third quarter. It's a 14-point swing if they could score on both ends of it.
Yep, and that's the goal when you win the coin toss and you're able to defer like that. This is the exact scenario that you have in mind. Almost get a double dip here at the end of the first half, and like I mentioned, they had that 4-minute drive coming in, 4-minute drive approach, 45 seconds. They have 2 timeouts left. Whole playbook is wide open. They will focus on the touchdown. They will take that even if it only takes an extra 5 seconds off the clock. Ideally, you run it and you're able to burn off more clock here, but again, points is the focus and points is the expectation down here.
Well, their 3 touchdowns have come on the ground, all 3 of them rushing touchdowns. Orsini has 2, Dusler with 1. It's Gage down the backfield for the Spartans, and they're at the 4-yard line. He'll get the handoff. And Gage Dusler is in for a touchdown.
Beautifully blocked. Beautifully blocked. We're going to give a shout out to the boys up front as that drive was so run heavy. Left tackle Blamer, Pete Kelly, Jace Merritt, Tony Thievener, and then Bruno as well. So credit to the offensive line. Dusler ran through there. Ron, I think you could have scored a touchdown on that run. And
hey,
that's a credit to the scheme and also the execution of the guys up front.
Well, thank you for the confidence.
Hey, I got full faith in you to go out there and execute, Ron. Part of the team.
My partner, Andrew Rossman, back at his alma mater on homecoming. Rhodes is point after touchdowns up, and it's good. And it's all Case Western Reserve. 42 seconds left in the half. We're going to go into a timeout with the Spartans rolling. It's 28-7.
Have you heard the news? The Intercontinental Cleveland has earned its 10th consecutive 4-Diamond Award from AAA in recognition of its high-quality accommodations and exceptional service standards. Planning an important event like a corporate meeting, annual conference, fundraising gala, holiday party, or highly personalized wedding? Choose excellence in the Intercontinental Cleveland. Our planning professionals will take time to consider every detail and lead you through an experience which is proudly world-class. Call us today at 216-707-4100 for more details or to request a tour of our spectacular accommodations.
Let's take a second as the Spartans will kick off to St. Vincent to take a look at the pack standings right now as we head into this beautiful October weekend. A pooch kick that the Bearcats will have at the 34-yard line. Right now, Carnegie Mellon's at the top of the league. They're ranked 18th in the country, 5-0 overall. But then you've got Grove City, Washington and Jefferson, and Case Western Reserve all at 2-1. Spartans have already played W&J, knocked them off. Lost to Grove City last week in a tight game that they feel they really gave away. And then that Carnegie Mellon game's out there. And it's out there at the end of the season. And it's coming right here to DeSanto Field at November 12th. But, you know, I don't want to look ahead, even though I am. Still games to play, but that opportunity could happen.
It's right there. And Carnegie Mellon is strong this year. They're really good. They brought back a lot of guys from a really high-performing team last year. It's interesting to see the PAC evolve the last couple years. I would say traditionally this was a 2-team league. Now those 2 teams would change. It would be a different setup each year. But now when you look across the league, it's 4 or 5 teams. They can beat anybody on any given day. So really been, like I said, an evolution of the league, and it's good to see from a depth perspective.
Going to go back to Jeffrey Downs, 2 plays in a row to that sophomore wide receiver. Game clock's at 15.8 seconds in the first half. Yeah, Coach Debs was saying he really believes the conference winner this year is going to have at least 1 loss.
I believe it. I believe it. Hopefully that's Case coming out of it with him beating Carnegie in the last week, but a lot of ball left between now and then.
Downs again, 3-second play.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. They're going with their traditional. The offense looks like they don't have any timeouts left. They do have, well, maybe the scoreboard's wrong because I swear they've taken a timeout. I know they have. And that would probably explain it. But going sideline heavy. Again, they don't have a strong kicking game. This is probably end zone or bust unless they can really get down inside the 20 here in the next 12 seconds.
Irfin going deep. But that pressure by that Spartan defensive front, you know, Irvin was going deep and he was starting to break away, but there was absolutely no chance that Brady Walker was going to have any time to get that pass off.
Yep, and we're going to add intentional grounding here.
Yeah, there wasn't anybody within, I don't know, 10, 15 yards.
Yeah, and that may be the end of the half because you're going to take a 10-second runoff unless they have any timeouts left.
Well, Coach Debs is standing at midfield and he's rotating his right shoulder over and back, saying exactly what you just said, Andrew. That's it. Let's wrap up this half.
The foul also requires a 10-second runoff. However, St. Vincent's taking their timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff.
Yep, so they'll burn a timeout. They got just under 8 seconds left here. Pretty much one more play.
Got it at the 45, and they've got in their hip pocket a young man that can make a play with 7.8 seconds left, and that's Malayo Irfan, that wideout. But, you know, the counterattack to that is getting pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, unless they put him at quarterback, you're going to have to block. You're going to have to give your quarterback time to find Irfan. He's out there. He's lurking. We saw a 20, 30-yard touchdown pass earlier to him when there wasn't a single Spartan defender within 10 yards. That's a credit to his speed and the scheme getting him open like that. But like you said, the one thing that'll neutralize that, good defensive line play, good coverage from the linebackers, and so far Case has been able to perform that today.
Dominic Size, Colin Schuster will be those corners on this play. Nathan Sacalo and DJ Wolf, strong and free safeties. But those guys up front in that linebacking core really going to try to put pressure on Brady Walker. 7.8 seconds left in the half. Spartans up 28-7. Here we go. Walker with pressure. That was Toth that got in there, and he just chucks it out of bounds with 2.5 seconds left.
Yeah,
Marco Toth, Caden Tong, and boy, you name them, they're in there.
The right side of the St. Vincent line is getting abused, worked, blown by, whatever you want to call it. Tong has been in. If he's able to break down, he's got an easy sack on that play and take us into the half. But that defensive front for Case is really starting to penetrate. And good news, or easy news for Coach Miller, is he hasn't really needed to send a lot of blitzes to get it done. So Tong's been able to win those one-on-one matchups and wreak havoc in the backfield.
Last play of the half that has been well played by the Spartans. It's Irfan. Gonna look for running room, and he won't find it.
No, got punished for it too. So there you go, good half. That's called building confidence in the offense, and 3 phases, top to bottom, offense, defense, special teams. Really strong start to the game for the Spartans.
See the Spartans as they run off here at DeSanto Field at halftime. The marching band's coming out. It's homecoming weekend, festivities at halftime. It's a beautiful day in many ways. And one of those ways, the score right now at the break. It's Case Western Reserve 28, St. Vincent 7. Got a lot planned for you here at halftime. We won't miss anything that happens on the field, so stay tuned. Andrew and I will be back.
Have you heard the news? That Intercontinental Cleveland has earned its 10th consecutive 4 Diamond Award from AAA in recognition of its high-quality accommodations and exceptional service standards. Planning an important event like a corporate meeting, annual conference, fundraising gala, holiday party, or highly personalized wedding? Choose excellence in the Intercontinental Cleveland. Our planning professionals will take time to consider every detail and lead you through an experience which is proudly world-class. Call us today at 216-707-4100 for more details or to request a tour of our spectacular accommodations.
First, the fastest runners in today's homecoming 5K run. With a time of 17:37 for the men is Alexander Eberly. And for the women, with a time of 20:25 is Julie Peterson. Next are the winners of the Homecoming Spirit Competition from the Spartan Tailgate. We'd like to thank all the groups that participated this year. We have the winner in the category of Design and Creativity, CWRU Habitat for Humanity. The winner in the category of Most Interactive, Case Amateur Radio Club. And the winner in the category of Originality and Spirit, Residence Hall Association. And now for the announcement of the homecoming court. Paola Jamatei, Ingrid Gillies, Grayson Holtz, Mariah Hamburg, Brandy Marks, Prashant Raghunathan, Emily Ristevsky, Jada Robertson, and Tom. And Jerry Uquela. Advance to crown your 2022 homecoming royalty. Please welcome to the field the president of Case Western Reserve University, Eric Kaler, and Lou Stark, vice president for student affairs. And now your 2022 homecoming court winners, Grayson Holtz, Paola Jamatei, and Jerry Uquela. And fans, let's hear it one more time for the homecoming court and for our winners. Ladies and gentlemen, the Spartan dance team.